What's holding this side of the roller in? This is a nylon bearing that it sits in, and it's all held in position. There's this like spring arrangement. So what I've got to do is get a pair of pliers and yank that out. So I will go and do that now. That's shot out. I didn't see where it landed. It's gone on my bench somewhere, and I am just going to have to pause the video to find out where it's gone. Okay, back again. Had a root round and I found the spring that shot off, so I can keep that together now with the rest of my bits from this bit. Now what happens now, this will drop down eventually. Where are we? There it is. That's the bolt there that's got to come off. So it's really just held in one side with this with a spring arrangement, and on the other side you have this this bolt, which we will give that a little drink of penetrating oil. Tool socket to fit that, which I have done. Looks good. Okay, there's the spanner I managed to get, and this looks going to be incredibly tight. Oh, okay. Okay. Going round. The screw out, the bolt out, and the nut has just dropped on the floor, and I'm going to have to start crawling around on my hands and knees to see where that's gone. Okay, found the nut, so we can carry on now. What should happen, this should just drop out. Should just drop out, it says. It's probably in quite tight. Let's give it a little nudge. There it goes. Yeah, it's coming out. There it goes. Yeah, that's it. And that, I'll zoom out. Whoops. And that's our roller assembly out. I'll put that in a safe place. All that's going to come out now is this little nylon bearing mounting thing. And again, we need to be real careful here. It's probably brittle. I'll try and knock it out with a piece of wood. Might be a bit more delicate on it. Let me have a ferret round and I can find some wood for it. And okay. Oh, okay. Oh, it's in a bit of a sorry state. Oh no, maybe not, maybe not. Maybe not. You just got to be very careful we don't smash this. You can pick them up on the famous website, auction site for a sensible price, so it wouldn't be a disaster if this got wrecked. So what I'll do, I'll put the spring back in that to keep it all together. There's the nut we've got to try and take off, and I know that is probably going to be a pig. That is not going to be easy. So let's get our spanner out and see if we've got any chance. Wow! Oh my goodness me! Tight as anything. With these being so tight, there's probably a very good chance I will strip the thread that it's sitting on. A new position for me, and I can see a bit more what's going on. This is going to be nasty. Is the whole thing going round, which is a nuisance big time. Before we can get this gripped properly in a vise, this is what's going to be gripped in the vise. To stand any chance of getting that held in properly, we've got to get this off. And this nut on the other end is completely shot, rusted, seized together. Absolutely no chance of that coming off. So we're only left with plan B, which is to slice that head off. It's a bit of a laborious job, but somebody's got to do it. Okay, back again. I finally got the bolt out that was holding this on. I ended up doing a bit of grinding and then just drill the head out, and all fell apart. So that's okay. Now the only thing we can salvage from this is the spring. This is actually shot to hell. Fortunately, it's only a metric thread, and with a metric locking nut on it, easy to get hold of those. So that's not a problem. Right, it brings us back to our main problem. We can now put this in the vise. Right, I've finally got this stub axle in my vise. I'm going to tighten it as much as I can. Tight as that'll go. Right, we've got the stub axle gripped, and what we're going to try and do now is free up this nut. Oh, it's turned. Something's turned. I don't know, I need a little bit more leverage on it. Oh my goodness, I'm sure this is probably stripped. Oh, there we go. Oh, okay. Well, there's a result. The nut's actually, the thread is actually sheared. Well, that's fine by me. That is fine by me. So that's come off, and we can see what's happened. That has sheared off in there. Now this stub needs to come out now, because I have just well and truly broken that. So this has got to come out. Which it has. So it's out, but it's knackered. So there's a little job broken out. Right, here's a lawnmower stripped right down to the main chassis, or the deck as they call it. What I'm going to do is take this outside and give it a good blasting with the pressure washer to blow all the rubbish off, and it will probably blow off any loose paint as well. So that's what we're going to do now. Right, let's take that back inside and give it a chance to dry off. Okay, back inside. Got it clamped on the bench. I'm going to give it some of this now. This is just to get all the excess rust and loose paint off, so we'll give it a good going over. So you get the idea of how this works. So I shall carry on and do the rest of it and show you when we've finished it all. Right, back again. It's had a good descaling, and any rusty areas, give that a good polishing, giving that a good grinding off, ready for the rust treatment. As you can see, these decks of the lawnmowers, they're made out of pretty thin metal, really, just slightly pressed thin metal. Not really much of a protection, not really much of a heavy paint job on it. It's just, to me, it doesn't even look like there's a primer being used when I've been sanding this off. It's just like one layer of paint that's gone on it. So it's not surprising that they tend to go rusty. So the plan now is to get some rust preventative stuff on it. You can say this takes me back to the old days, cars from the 1960s and 70s. The quality of the build and the painting and the preservation is about as good as what this is. So it's no surprise it's developed some rust. You've probably seen this stuff before. What it does, anything rusty, well, hopefully anything rusty, it preserves it, ready for painting. And the idea is you just do it on the rusty bits. It says avoid paint, but I might give it a little smooth down anyway, and just put this stuff on. And what it does, as you can see, it starts to turn like a purpley colour. And we'll just let this dry. Let's put some more on there. Just going to go around it. So very much like working on old cars from the 1970s. This brings back a lot of memories, this. Alright, we'll let this rust treatment compound do its thing, and we'll just let the thing, I'll leave it for 24 hours. I think you've got to leave it that long to let it really do its stuff. And I hope you've liked this video. If you do, press the like button and subscribe, and we'll see you again soon. See you later.